Hello Pickles and welcome to another how-to. In this how-to we're going to be looking at a sorting system today, and it's a sorting system by Metamilo. It's a multi-item sorting system called the Compact Categorizer. He has a tutorial out which covers it for 1.15 and 1.16 Java and Bedrock, which I'll add in the link. Add the link in the description below. But today I'm going to have a talk through of it and what I did to change it to suit me for my SkyBlock world, and I'll show you with it implemented in that world as well at the end of the video. So let's get on with the showcase and how to. So this is Metamilo's design for the multi-item sorting system. As you can see, it looks it looks very kind of complicated, but it's actually rather quite simple and a really neat design. Which is why I chose to use it. So what you end up doing is you put your items, I think there is some in here, so we pick this out. You put your items in this chest, and the minecart will pick them up and then sort them out. As you can see, the concrete blocks I picked will end up in here. So what it does is it takes a concrete block out of here, which is telling the sort system what item it's sorting, and then the minecart will go around, it will drop it off over this end, and then it will fly around through the hoppers and back to the sorting system it's in. So if we chose like rails, which is in this one, any of these rails, they would end up in there, and the redstone would end up in here. But it will end up in these chests up here. But don't worry, it can be more than 3 chests tall. You just have to do a little bit of a modification. And as you can see here, look, and the items are in there now. So that's all good. So what I wanted to do, if I bring you down here, all this I'll show you in a minute. What I wanted to do was, instead of having it as a room, like down there, I wanted to wrap it round the middle of the core of my base. So I had to change everything out. In order to do that, what I did was I broke down, as you can see here, the design into little modules. So here we have the input system. So you put your items in here, and then the minecart here will pick them up. What has happened, or what Metamilo has done, has sorted it so that you have 22 items in here, and then as the hopper picks up the last item, which is the one that you want to sort, this timer here will suddenly go off. But it gives you enough time for the minecart to pick up at least 32 items. I think it probably might be a bit more, but it won't pick up 64. If it picked up 64, then the whole system wouldn't work. So what happens is this minecart picks it up and then goes off on its way. And then it will come to this section here, which is the section which I had to modify in order to be able to make the system the way that I wanted it. And the system here is made up of these modules here. But what happens is the minecart flies through here, and these chests at the bottom are your sorting chests. So if I bring you back to this one over here, and I hope you'll be managing to keep up with what's going on. So these are the sorting chests down here, the ones I just showed you. You have to put 46 filter tickets in here. So you have 7 minecarts, or 7 non-stackable items, and then 46 stackable items in the chest. Then when you want to filter something, you put whatever you want the sorter to sort out. You then take away one of the filter papers, or any item that you've labelled filter. And therefore you always have 46 stackable items in the filter chest. And therefore it will pick up the filter, which will then tell the whole system how and where to put the item. And it does this by, we have a look at this here. So you have your filter in here, in this case it's the rails. When the minecart comes over with rails in it, it will suck out another rail because it has it in the system already. It will then automatically drop it straight into this hopper, which will then trigger all of this to move this piston in, and because it's got an observer on it, the observer then detects that there's been a block update and then fires all this through, and then when the minecart comes back, it will trigger here over this rail, which flashes the rail up, which will be this one here, which then sends the observer to tick again because there's been an update, because this rail suddenly becomes activated, which then fires the hopper up, which brings the item that you've just sorted or filtered back into its filter chest. And then, because it's in the filter chest, the comparator picks it up It locks all this up, and then kicks this observer back out again. So what I wanted to do, because I wanted to wrap it around, so like this is a room, I didn't want it like that. So what I had to do was break it down into its components. So the input chest, the sorting chests, which is just one of them. It's a modular system, so you can have as many as you like in a row. You don't have to have it in this block here. You can have as many as you like. And then this is the filter chest. So this is the end of it. So what I've done is I extended it so it was 9 long, so it was an odd number, because it was 8. And I've put them all here. So as you can see, this is the bank of chests here. And this is my input system here. That's that first bit there. Then I've got my chests, and they're all set up the same way. The only thing I've had to change is how the rails connect it. And then the sorting system, which resets the whole thing, I'll talk through in a minute, has been put in the middle rather than at the end. And then so all the items will come through, all the magic happens in here, and then the minecart will end up here, and all the items will be dropped off into this hopper. They will then get fired up this item elevator, and then they end up in this hopper. And then the minecart ends up working its all the way back here. So I managed to sort it out and adapt it slightly so that all this could happen in a ring around here. So the emptying chest here, the end of the run, like I was saying, the minecart ends up in here, and this is a simple kind of filter system, a normal kind of normal item filter or sorting system. It's got a black concrete in it, which is what's in the chest. If we look down here, this is the 22 that's in here. So the hopper picks that up and sorts that out. I'm in the wrong section. So yeah, this hopper sorts that out, and all the items end up going into this. So as all the items go in there, once the items have run out, because the first one's taken out the cart, the black concrete then starts falling through into the sorting system, which then triggers all of this, which fires the minecart, brings it back down here. All the concrete would have fallen into this chest, which would be turned off as the concrete is filtering through. The cart then picks up the concrete back out the chest and then flies back out. And that's what resets the whole system. So that's the resetting section. This is obviously, again, this is your modular sorting array. So this is where your items will end up. And this is it as a big block. And then this is your input. I'm now going to take you over to the SkyBlock world, which I needed to implement this in, and show you how it all works in there. But I really like the idea that we managed to, because of the way that metamilo has made his sorting system in little modular sections, we managed to be able to convert it to suit our needs. In order to make the chests higher, what you can do is you can add a piston on the end of here, and then however many blocks of sand you can add to it, then extend it. And then, actually, I'll probably show you that in a minute. We'll try and convert it we'll convert this module here in a minute to show you how that works. I'll now take you over to the SkyBlock world where I have put this in place and built it. So here we are on the SkyBlock world, and this is the sorting system all put in place here. So I built this the other day, and as you can see here, it's all set in, all the same as it was. So that's all it there. That's the end section. These are the chests, and the input system is over here. I've added something else to this so that we can input the input chest wherever we like. So this is the input chest here. So what I'll do is I'll show you on here. We've got die, but what we want to do, if we want to add, say, slabs to it, what we want to do is we want to put a slab in there, and then we'll take one piece of paper out. So that now makes 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. That's 46 there, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, 2. Yeah, 6. Sorry. So that's 46. Then we come over here and we put our concrete slabs into the system. So that picks them up. The minecart goes on its way. then we just have to wait a while. Here the minecart come back. I think this is a really neat way of managing to do a multi-item sorter. And I'll show you how we've managed to add extra inputs to this in a minute. So you hear that clicking now, so that's the observer on the piston underneath here that's gone back again. So the cart should be back in its holding bay now, and our items are now filtering in. That's pretty neat, eh? That's that sorted there, and the sorting system. If we just come up to here, I'll show you how I've added. So this block here is where we're going to be adding all our hoppers that's going to go up here, and we're going to be adding more and more kind of levels and floors on here with farms and stuff filtering into them. And this is where the filter is. So if we go back down, and I'll bring you into here, we can see through this glass here. This set of hoppers here runs in to the input chest, and then that goes up there and up through the floor to where that cyan carpet was. And obviously we can then extend that as high as we like and then add more and more things to it. But like I say, this is a really good design, I thought, and easily kind of customizable to your own needs. You don't just have to build it the way that Metamilo did it, and I think he's done a really good job with his tutorial. So please go and click on that link and follow it if you want to follow how to build it. I'll now take you back to our how-to world, so we can see how we can extend the bank of chests. So here we are back in the how-to world, and I've just set up a quick mock-up of what you need to do. So what you'd do is you'd place your piston on top of the last block here so that it gets activated by the redstone. And then you place all your sand up, and then at the top you have a compost bin with a couple of bits of compost in it so that the comparator can pick it up when the sand goes through, which then fires the repeater, which then locks the hopper, which is effectively what we needed to do down here. And I think then effectively you can take that off, so you wouldn't need that anymore. And then what would happen is, as the comparator switches off, because the item has come out of the chest, which is what happens is when this gets below your 46 items, the comparator will switch off because it's not on, like, it hasn't picked up the number of items. It will then turn this piston off, and the sand will then drop down one block. That's turning this off, which then tells the system to let items through. Then obviously, as the minecart comes back and then drops the items back into this chest, so it's back up to 46, this comparator will turn on, the piston will go up, and then it will place the sand block back up there, then lock in the system again. So it's exactly the same way as all this works down here with the chain going up, but it's just an easy way of extending it to as high as you like, really. So you can have a whole bank, you can have bulk storage of everything. I don't know why you'd want multi-item bulk storage though, but you could if you wanted to. So all of this could end up like 9 chests high all the way around. And again, like for my system, if I needed it to, but it fitted the way it did with the 3 chests, but as you saw in the SkyBlock world, but if I needed it to be bigger, I could have extended it up as high as I liked, really. So this is like infinitely tileable. I think, well, obviously the piston will only push up 13 items. I understand there are other ways of doing this. There are links in Metamilo's tutorial to their Discord, and it's like, honestly, like, hats off to the guy. He's done a really good job at doing the tutorial. He links you to his Discord world. He's on hand to help you out with any issues you have. Like, I spoke to him, joined the Discord world and spoke to him when I saw this idea and said, you know, is it possible to have it wrapping around rather than being a room? And he said, I'm sure it is. It's all like sections, and kind of taught me through how to split this up. And then even troubleshooted any issues that I had. Like, I asked about this whole chest thing, and he just sent me a picture of this to say, look, this is how you can do it to extend the chests. So if you have any issues, you can always join the Discord and ask him directly, and he will answer. So, I mean, you can't ask for more than that, really, can you? But this has been my kind of how-to showcase of a multi-item sorting system. It's called the Compact Categorizer. like I say, I'll leave links in the description below to Metamilo's web YouTube page and his video tutorial. But yeah, have a good one, guys. It's ciao for now. And hit the subscribe button if you like this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.